Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and yes, we are back again for another podcast. You just can't get enough of us, can you, Scare? And tonight we are going to be talking about a comedy that used to be on the BBC, and then it moved to Dave, and now it's just had a special, and it's Red Dwarf, and we're reviewing The Promised Land. And let's go to Lee first.
Well, yeah, Red Dwarf. It's one of the longest running sci-fi shows now, and it went for the same thing as Doctor Who did. It had a wilderness years. Was it 99 to 2009? So it was 10 years. Not as long as Doctor Who did, but it came back. It revived, and it came back afresh, and it was still funny as it was back then. And they say they've just had a 90-minute special in the past week called The Promised Land, which hacked back to some storylines in some of the earliest series. But I don't think you needed to understand that storylines. You just had to watch this for what it is. And yeah, they've still got it. It's still funny in places. You know, it's. I did say this to Alid the other day that I do think the writing suffers sometimes because the other writing partner's no longer involved, but he hasn't been involved for quite a few series now. But it's, as I say, it's still, the comedy's still there. Yes, the actors are older. Are they wiser? I don't think so. But it was enjoyable 90 minutes romp. That's it. It's a romp in space. And the characters haven't changed. You've still got the list of the dregs of the universe, the curry loving, and you've got, was it Rimmer, the hologram who thinks he's better than everybody else, and Kat, the fashion guru, and Crichton, who's always in lie mode. It's brilliant, and it was good to see Holly as well, return of the original Holly. Hopefully,
even though he was back in one of the episodes last series.
Yeah, it was like a little cameo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this, they have rebooted him and put him back into the ship. So
I love his giant floppy disk. Like, no kid these days will know what a floppy disk is.
Well, this is it. Yeah, that joke was for the older generation, I think. But yeah, it was enjoyable. For a 90-minute special. So say it was movie length. It was all studio based. Did you notice that?
It always is.
Yeah, but sometimes but not always. Sometimes they do outside broadcasts, outside recordings.
Not on Dave, I don't think.
I know. Well, yeah.
I don't think ever on Dave.
For a 90-minute special, you would have thought just push the boat out a bit and go somewhere. But no, it was all studio bound. But I'm not complaining about that. I just, on my second watch today, I thought I only just realised. I thought it's all studio again. Yeah, but I did miss the Scutters. There wasn't any in this. I can't remember seeing any. And I used to like them because they had the characters, those little things. But yeah, and I did miss the talking toaster as well. But I digress. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was funny. It was good to see him back because it's been, was it 3 years since the last?
Something like that, yeah. 2 or 3 years, yeah.
There's the did. It was enjoyable. Yeah, you can see they've aged a bit, but hey, they've still got it. Yeah. And I was sat there giggling away to some of these jokes. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Over to you, Alid.
Right, yeah. No, we do love a good romp here on Geeks Assembled. And let's go to Ethan.
Yeah. Well, as you said, they've still got it. There's something about them that whenever they announce they're coming back or they do a special, they just give you such a great feeling because the chemistry between all of them is so perfect and the comedy is still there. And yeah, they've gotten older, but they still look great. It's one of those rare shows where, it's been on for so many years, but it still has it. It just has this great nostalgia and love. And
yeah, but you know what it is?
What?
It's the cast.
Yeah, it's the cast.
Yeah, it's the chemistry between the cast.
Themselves that they just nail it, and they just be it with the comedy, and it's so funny how it started off like a spoof of a sitcom, but then it became its own unique, wonderful world. You know, they had all these great stories, and even Terry Pratchett himself loved the show. He said he thought it was much more better than and well written than Doctor Who, believe it or not, because he said he loved loads of episodes and they were also good. But this one itself, just when I heard they were coming back, I just get the biggest smile ever. I love them. And from Lister, who, as you could obviously tell, is my favorite. I love Lister to pieces. Just the last human alive who just loves a Vindaloo. That's all he wants, a Vindaloo and Kachansky and a beer. That's it. And then the fashion stylist, Cat, Crichton, who's like a robotic butler. And then the Smeghead himself, Rimmer, who was just brilliant in this. He just really shined literally in diamond form in this one. But it had, and you had Holly, like I said, the original Holly come back as a proper cast member. He came back in the last series, but as a small cameo, but to have him back completely and the build up to him being how he always was great. And yeah, it was a great callback to the old series with Cloister, the Promised Land. You know, what was it? It was like Mount, wanted to buy a farm on Fiji and he wanted a stall of donuts. And that was the cat's vision of heaven. And they had a big war, which they mentioned, but it was a war between them. They had a big war like, oh, the hats that they were going to wear should be red or they should be yellow. And as Lister said, well, that's stupid. They're supposed to be green. But yeah, it was a great episode. And they always nail the heart as well, which I'll get to one of my favorite moments in this episode, which was a great speech. When they nail the emotional parts, they get it because you do care for these characters. You just love them so much and you want to see them pull through and not anything bad happen to them. The cats were great, a great villain. Probably one of the best Red Dwarf villains I've seen, Ronan, who, as it turned out, was Cat's brother. You know, and he was the one who left him behind. That was a great callback. You know, he admits he was the one who left him behind all those years ago. But yeah, really enjoyed it. It was one of those ones I just still howled with laughter. You know, Fansmegantastic, great special, and Fansmegantastic, and you know, it made me want to have a Vindaloo, which I won't because I tried it before, and it really burned me. It burned me.
Let's go.
Don't know how Rooster can survive it, but yeah, it was really enjoyed it, and I hope they do more specials like this because I'd love to see one where they find Kachansky or something happens to Rimmer, like a Rimmer theme sort of one. But I would love more of these. You know, they still got it. Really enjoyed it. Welcome back, boys from the Dwarf.
Let's go to Jake.
I'm not. I won't say I'm not really familiar with Red Dwarf and all its characters. So this is basically my first full-on experience watching an episode. I didn't find it hilarious, but there's some bits that did make me chuckle, like Holly. I liked the character of Holly when he apparently got back to normal. Bits what he said made me chuckle. I like the fact that the villains had cat flaps for doors. That made me chuckle. But I can't really appreciate it as much like Ethan or Lee would, because I'm not that familiar with it.
All right, let's go to Philip.
This was a welcome return for a very, as everybody said, a very good long-standing space opera. I call it that, that's what it is. You know what's good about it? The writers always know how to write for each character and what
The writer, one writer.
Well, one writer, but on the credits, it's got both their names on it on the credits.
Yeah, that was created by. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. But as I said, they know how to write. Well, that one writer knows how to write for each character and what lines to give them because it suits them to their characters, and that's what I like about that. Now there was a bit in there with Holly. I think it was when he was trying to get them dug out of the planet, and he said a joke or something, and you could see in his face he wanted to laugh, but you know he couldn't because it was that funny the line that he had that you could see his face ready to crack, and he didn't crack. And I thought, please laugh, and he didn't do it. I think, as Jake said, the cap that idea is very good. And as well as the scratching post, and it's like, we brought you the scratching post, and I thought that was real fun. I was a bit irritated by the singing cats going,
No, I like that. And then
I
Cat
thought it
gets
was
converted.
irritating.
Lister.
Your
That was irritating.
Whereas Cat
but it
comes
was
in,
fun.
Mr. Lister.
I love
But
it when
I
they
think-
go. I love it when they convert to Rimmer at the end.
Yeah. And also what was
Mr.
good,
Rimmer, Mr. Rimmer.
also what was good is that they went through the different stages of the hologram and his different suit costumes.
Yeah, Rimmer. You can say it. Rimmer.
Right,
Yeah.
throughout the
You've
season.
said it many times.
Okay, throughout the season.
In different contexts.
Throughout the season, they had these different light suits that he used to wear throughout the season. That was a good little callback. And I think the best character in this episode must go to Crichton. I thought Crichton stood out for me in this Promised Land. He was very good and very amusing. That's my bit for now.
Okay, let's go, Susie.
Hey, so I remember seeing.
Once he's mid-drink.
Yeah, well, you always purposefully do that. So at least you make me do a spit take this time, which is very grateful for that. Anyway, Red Dwarf. I did watch it in its original form on PBS back in the day, and I wish that I liked this. I wish that I appreciated it. I wish that I got the humor. I wish all of that, but none of that is true. I mean, all of that is true. I don't get it. I tried because everybody loves it, and I tried back when it was new to like it, and I kept watching it, and I'm like, it's just not for me. There were moments that were cool. The only part I did laugh at was the cat door, like what Jake said. That was brilliant. And I did like that Lister. I like that. But I didn't really laugh at it, but I did like it, and the tune gets stuck in my head. But it's just not for me. But I appreciate the fact that it is a cult favorite, and so many people love it, and I'm glad they do. But I don't think I would ever, if I never saw it again, it would not upset me in the least. So but like I said, I am respectful of the fact that many people adore it, and good for them.
I really regret allowing you back into the group now after you were kicked last week.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's the truth. What can I say?
Right. Okay. Let's move to Susan and Alex.
Well, it seems you're saving the best for last for both of these casts. So
Always, Susan.
yeah, it's just
Because
we
I'm always
enjoyed it.
last.
And I enjoyed it personally. Let me speak for myself. I enjoyed this a lot. I'm not all that familiar with it, but since it was on the website where Alex and I met, I occasionally watched a little Red Dwarf episode, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was so fun. And so yeah, it's just super hilarious. It's super cool. It's the Starbug is a fun little ship, and the Red Dwarf is a fun big ship, and the fact that they have been stuck in space for millions of years is a fun little bit. I mean, wow, what a good thing that is. And I love how snarky Rimmer is, and how super easygoing and super cool Lister is, and Crichton is just quintessentially British in all the received pronunciation and everything. I mean, he is the quintessential British gentleman in my opinion. And then there's Cat, who belongs with Boy George and Duran Duran, getting all gussied up all the time. It's all about the new romantics, man. Everything's about getting ready and prepared and looking your best and having all that fun. So that was my take on the crew. And Holly, that was really fun. You could tell that was going to be a fan favorite, that it was going to suck people right in. As it was going to adopt people. It was going to going to knock them silly and back into the first time that they watched the show with Holly in it. Good stuff, absolutely the best stuff. And I love a bit of a sandstorm. Anything that has to do with a desert sandstorm is fun. All except for Phantom Menace. I guess that's the only sandstorm that I really wasn't, thrilled with. But the ones in
Amen
Dune,
to that.
the ones in Dune, and the ones in, the Mummy, and all those cool, nice fun stuff. Anyway, here's Alex.
Yeah, I did like this. It took a while. Originally, I wasn't a fan of the show. The first 2 seasons I barely liked. But it's got a great theme song. Sometimes I compare it to Gilligan's Island in space, a little bit. But it has less people, so you have to give it for the writing. I don't know if they performed in front of an audience or not, but when I started seeing
Yes, they do.
Yeah, the 6th season, the 7th season, the 8th season, I really started to like it. I did like Kachansky. I do like Crichton. I like Cat when he's actually being cool. And like I said, I used to watch it with some of my older friends back in the 90s and early 2000s. I understand it a little better now. I don't think all the jokes work, but you have to be in a certain frame of mind as well. Hopefully they'll do 3 more series, but they are getting a little bit up there. You can tell they can't do as much action stuff as they used to. I did actually like Back to Earth, the other special they did, even though that was kind of derivative, but I did enjoy the video store piece of it. Again, they did something similar the last series. Didn't they have it the last series or the series before where Rimmer went back to his school days and then he finally came up with that plan to defeat the spaceship and all that was chasing them? So, I mean, even his character has changed. He's not so much of a rascal and a liar and stabbing everybody in the back like he used to. Like 7 and 8, he was really still trying to promote himself without any real work. Which, if you want to do that, you run for an American president. Oh, sorry, never mind.
He got it in there. He got it in there, folks.
Yeah, I did like this. I like the, I did. I enjoyed it. I like the ending. I like the way that they sort of had the jump cuts. I liked, what is it, Holly, the male Holly as well, coming back. Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest. I did like other stories or series more, but it's a special. So hopefully they'll do 3 more, and then they might have to retire it because they can't be doing it into their 80s unless they have really, really good writing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well. Anyway, yeah, I really, really liked it. I thought it was funny throughout. I have to say, I thought the actual animation, the graphics, were very good. I actually thought the design of the ships were great. Yeah, they actually put some effort into this. It actually looked really good. It works better now as a special. I think they should just stick with specials and just not do the series, to be honest. Just do a special every year or every other year, because it's really worked out. The jokes, I mean, the cat wearing the parachute was hilarious. Just totally the cat. I mean, the best scene is with Lister and Rimmer when they have that heart-to-heart with the moonlight. Now, that was well written and well told.
That was probably my number 1 favorite bit. The speech of that was just so well written.
And it shows how much chemistry that they've got together, that it was just so believable as well. Yeah, I mean, Rimmer was this old black and white version, you know, at that point. And that was originally how he was going to be in the series when it originally started in 1988.
Yep.
But I think it was budget or something.
It was too much budget, but now
they couldn't do it.
Budget these days, they were able to do a little reference to it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ethan. Yeah. Yeah, so
That's all right, Smackhead.
yeah, no, I really liked it. I thought it was great. From beginning to end, I didn't have any faults with it. Made me laugh. I like the cat flap. I like the callbacks to the past. Yeah, it was all very good. So let's move on. Let's go on to favourite moments. Anybody want to jump in?
I do.
Go on, Lee. No, let Lee go first. He put his hand up first, then we'll go to Susie.
Yeah, you mentioned the heart to heart with Rimmer and Lister, but also it was that same moment as well when Lister said that Crichton likes and admires Rimmer.
Oh, when he has to go in there and pretend and he's like,
You like him, don't you?
He asked him, and Crichton just stood there, not saying anything, and stood there, not saying anything. And he asked him again, and he stood there, not saying anything. And you could just see the face.
and then he had to change his head. Yeah.
Because he forced his head up and down. It was brilliant, that. Yeah, Crichton, for me, made this special. It was the stand. He had more of the funnies in this one. And Robert Llewellyn, who plays him, is a brilliant, brilliant guy. And as Susan said, you know, quintessential British, but he uses a Canadian accent. But yeah, as you said, that the effects in this are absolutely brilliant. It's to say, it's movie worthy, isn't it? It really is. I wish they'd bring back the female Holly as well. I really do.
I agree. I want to see both Male and Hilly
Yeah,
play off each other.
yeah. Just to see them together would be brilliant again. Yeah, beginning to end, I enjoyed it. It didn't drag. I mean, I watched it when it was broadcast on Dave, so you had the adverts in between. So it didn't seem to drag. And I agree with what Alid says. Series now, no, it's, I would say specials every 2 years, maybe. Just to, because they're going to have to bring it to an end at some point.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
They're going to have to, as they say, Fan Kaczynski, get back to the real Earth.
No, they're not. No, he's already said that they're going to end it on a cliffhanger.
So it's going to end on a cliff, right? Okay, yeah. End on a, like, leave it open and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But what they should do, I don't know if you mentioned it, Lee, because I was too busy sorting the cat out.
Yeah.
They should bring Holly and Hilly in an episode together. Has he mentioned that?
I think that's your answer.
Together.
He's already mentioned it.
He's mentioned it. Okay.
No one ever listens to a word I said.
Sorry, what did you say?
I feel like Crichton.
Are you? Have you
Did he say something?
We all heard you. That's why.
Come on, lads.
We're
Lads.
still on favourite moments, so anybody can jump in.
Yeah, anybody's jump in. I'm just here for the ride now.
I quite liked that wee bit. There's a wee bit. I'll let everybody up, but there's you've already pointed the moonlight bit. Beautiful. When you do that, when they did that, it really hit me in the heart. And it not only shows the chemistry, but it shows, even though they can't stand each other, they do care for each other.
No, they love each other.
They love
I
each
loved it.
other.
Do you know when I said Kat said he's home as well? I thought, oh.
Yeah, that bit was great. You know, Roden, when he said, "Oh, you're gonna come with us," and that again, it's a little thing about family. He goes, "I am home, and I'm gonna stay cool."
Yeah,
And
that was nice.
That was great. But there's a little bit. One little bit I burst out laughing was when they said, "Look, let's get into Starbug. We'll catch up to the ship in a couple days." 3 months later, they've got like a beard and long hair. And Rimmer just does his famous impressions, goes, "If we jump on Starbug, we can catch him up in 3 days." Like, you talk rubbish, Lester. And the biggest howl of laughter I had, I think, was Kat. Crichton had so many wonderful bits, but Kat, one bit, when they're saying, We got to tell them the truth. I'm not Cloister. I'm not a god. And Cat goes, leave it to me. I'm going to talk to them.
They basically need somebody to slag Lister off.
Slag him off.
And,
They try and
it's
slag
when
him
Rimmer
off.
stands up. It's when Rimmer stands up is the funniest moment because
Yeah,
Rimmer could
Cat
slag him
goes
off.
in.
Yeah.
It's when Cat goes in and they go, but he did this, he did that. And then finally they go, Mr. Lister, Mr. Lister. And you can see Mr.
Lister. Yeah.
Back to him. Why can no one slag me off? And then the best bit is Rimmer just going,
Yeah.
cometh the
Comes
man,
the-
cometh the hour.
Cometh the man, cometh the hour.
Oh, and
But-
when he's what did they call him now? The light Rimmer. When he's a
Diamond
super
Light?
Rimmer, he's super
Diamond
Rimmer.
Light.
Yeah, Diamond Light. That's it.
Diamond Light, when he's like a superhero.
Yeah.
I am in perfect harmony with Diamond and Light and Hard Light and all this. I thought he stood out really well as well. That was a really good moment for Rimmer to really go, bam, save the day.
It's like,
And be really positive and really good for a change.
Oh, that bit was great, the laser.
yeah.
What a way to defeat a villain. I thought, because at first I thought, what's that? Is he going to shoot something? And then you see the little laser dot. What are you all looking at me for? Kill them. And I thought, that's how you kill a villain. Just get the cats onto it.
You'll get your
and
chance
the
to
cat,
speak in the next
the
hour.
cats,
I
the
promise,
cats had like
Philip.
adamantium claws coming out. That was super cool.
All right, so we go to Philip now because he's
What's
desperate
Philip's?
to say
Philip's,
something.
Philip's way.
I was trying
Who
to.
else was desperate?
All right.
I was going to
You can
say-
go anytime you want, Susie.
Right, I was trying to say that some of the comedy was quite standout, especially in the ship when he's saying, "What's our heading?" and then Crichton goes
Down. Yeah.
very down.
Right the way down, yeah.
I like that. And then when they're checking the inventory, it's like, okay, what have we got?
Well, Corona.
What have we got? And he says, no water, no something, and then he takes for ages to give out the answer to the last one. He says, no. What was the last one? He's like, no water,
No
air,
fuel.
no fuel.
Was it no fuel or no? Was it no fuel was the last one?
Yeah, no fuel was the last one. And he's
Yeah.
like,
He taking
No
ages
water.
to go.
Like, fuel.
That bit
No
was
fuel.
funny.
The Starbucks scenes are always the best scenes though in Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree, actually. I agree. It's very
It's
well
when they're
done.
in that confined space and there's always a disaster going on. There's something going wrong. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go to Susie's. We said we promised we would.
So I liked when all the spaceships of the evil cats were flying around and they were all flat, and then they went up to an angle and you saw a cat face.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
She found one
And I
funny moment.
And you already talked about the floppy disk going in. That was really amazing. But the other one that nobody's mentioned is the extension cord.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Running around with that
Extension
thing.
cord. None of these things made me laugh out loud, but they were really interesting and amusing. So I really appreciated them. Especially the cat. That was fine. Every time I saw the cat face of the spaceships, that was kind of amusing.
Oh, it's when they used. There's a bit when they fight the cats on the ship, isn't it? And that was a great bit when they're moving around the place, and then they finally go, "Let's get them." They've got the weapons, the cutlery, but they can't stab them. Why is it not working?
They're
Oh, it's
vegan, aren't they?
cutlery.
Yeah.
Yeah, vegan cutlery. It won't cut meat, so they can't stab them.
I did laugh out loud besides the cat door one other time that I forgot about when the cat they were taking in the beginning they were taking those 3 cats to be killed, and somebody sneaks them a little
Laser, yeah.
pointer, and they escape because they had a laser pointer. That was good. I like that part.
There was also the scene with Cat and Rimmer where Cat was telling him, "You're not alive, you're dead. You don't think."
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was really out of character with Cat. And then it got Rimmer thinking.
It got him depressed as well.
Yeah.
Usually
now
more
the power's going down even more.
turned around to him, "Stop being catty."
And then he went into low powered mode, and so for the rest of the episode, or for a lot of the episode, he was in black and white and on mono sound, and you could only hear him in one side
Yeah,
of you.
that's how he was originally meant to be in the original series.
Oh. He was rather colorful for a monochromatic monaural sound kind of guy, though, in the original series.
Right, has anybody else got any more favorite moments? Otherwise we're going to wrap it up. All right, we'll wrap it up. Let's go to Alex and Susan first for final say and score.
Okay, I figure it was I will watch the rest of the series because and this is fun, and let's see, I'll give it 9.5 sandstorms out of 10.
Yeah, I liked the other ones better, but I did enjoy the setup. I did enjoy the characters, so I'm gonna give it 7.5. I did like other ones better. I did like season 7 and 8, even though there was some that dragged on. But I love the one in series 7 where the cat was dancing with the robots. Remember that?
Oh, the blue midget. Yeah.
Yeah, the cat was dancing with the robots to impress the girl that he thought he was going to have a date with, and it turned out he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really good, and it was lovely to hear the audience. He doesn't get to dance enough, and he is basically a dancer in real life.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I mean,
he's on Strictly Come Dancing as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's had decades and decades of experience.
Right.
So anyway, so I liked it, but hopefully they do a few more and wrap it up, and with the lovely DVDs and all that, we can keep it for our favorite episodes.
Yeah. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Are you doing the salute? Are you doing the salute?
Let's go to Susie.
Well, like I said before, it's just not me, and I wish it was, but it isn't. So
You're going to give it a 10 anyway. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Susie. Let's go to Jake.
Thanks.
Right over.
6.
A 6. Oh my goodness.
I've tried to get it for 20 years. I've tried to get this show, and I just don't. So sorry, have to go there.
Maybe in 20 more years, you might get it.
Yeah, I'll probably be dead.
We'll come back to it in 20 years' time. Are you all right with that, Susie?
I'll be dead then, probably.
Oh, that's cheerful. On that cheerful
Dude,
note.
you're younger than me. Shut up.
I didn't know a hologram.
Okay, let's go to Jake. Let's not all interrupt Jake.
It was a fun little romp, and it has inspired me to go and watch it from the beginning. So for that, I'm going to give it an 8.
You liar, you're not going to watch it from the beginning. We know what you're like.
It's on BritBox, so I can.
Let's go to Philip.
Yes, indeed. What's the question? What was the question?
Score. Give us your score.
Oh, scores. My bad. I was distracted by a dog with false teeth. So my score for this, it was a good comeback after 2 years or so, and I'm going to give this a 10 because I did enjoy it.
Wow.
I'm not normally a fan of Red Dwarf. I don't normally watch it that often, but that was quite enjoyable. So it's a 10 for me.
All right, let's go to Lee.
Enjoyable for a feature length. There is other episodes in the past series what I enjoy more, which I found, I laugh aloud more to, but I did enjoy this, and it's good to see him back. So I'm going to give this 8.5 smeg ups out of 10.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, Lee. Let's go to Ethan.
Yeah, I agree with Lee. There's others I enjoy more and get a huge laugh out in the past, but this was just so wonderful to see them come back. And I'm one of the ones where I agree, where I'd like to see a series of specials, like a specials. But I am one of those ones that says, I know you said this that might end on a cliffhanger, but I'm one of the ones that says, I want them to get home. I want them to, like, Lister gets Kachansky. I want Rimmer to do something.
I know, but the writers already said no.
I want Rimmer to do something funny where he goes, "Oh, I just crashed the ship onto Earth," and they say, "You're a hero. We need to make you admirals." He does something stupid that gives him that recognition. Cat gets a date, and Crichton gets all the cleaning jobs in the world because he loves to clean. But yeah, I'm gonna give this. What am I gonna give it? Because I really did enjoy this. Just seeing them. I'm gonna give it 9 Starbucks out of 9 Starbucks. This one.
Yeah.
I really.
Not,
I
and that's
still love-
Starbucks, not Starbucks, folks.
Well, 9 out of 10. But 9 Starbucks, 9 Vindaloos, whatever.
Yeah.
But I love them. I love these guys so much. They're
9 cat lives.
9 cat lives, yeah.
Because cats have 9 lives.
Wow.
Wow. Right. Well, for me, I mean, this is exactly what you need on telly today, isn't it, really? With these times. You need a laugh. You need cheering up. What are you shaking your head for, Susie? You're American. What would you know about comedy?
Hang on, they got comedy. They got comedy. They got comedy. It's called Trump. That's a comedy in itself. There you go.
And I'm going to give it.
Now it's good on that one.
Do you know what? I'm going to give it a 10. I think it is a perfect comeback. It's not on that often. They kind of have a series and 3 years later have another series, and then now they've got a special. And I thought, as a special, this was kind of the movie that was never made, because it was meant to be a movie, and this is the movie that was never made, and it was great. Usually, these feature-length episodes of television programs of comedies, they don't work, they fail, and this was bang on. This was bang on. They came back. They're their usual selves, and that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what we need right now.
I agree.
So absolutely fantastic. Roll on the next 3, hopefully. Yeah.
I agree, totally.
So I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank Cher for watching. I hope you did enjoy Red Dwarf Cher, and tell us what you thought below of this Cher. And take care, look after yourself, hit that subscribe button, dingle that bell, and we will see you next time.
Keep waving. Keep waving.